Hi everybody and welcome back, and I'm in the potager today because we've had a real change in the weather over the last week. So just over a week ago we had daily temperatures going up to 37, 38 degrees, and we'd had no rain for 8 weeks anyway. And then every day we had torrential rain, which is great for the grass, great for the pasture, great for the trees, but it's wreaked a little bit of havoc here in the potager, and I'm going to show you why in this video. Also, it's the temperatures have now dropped. This morning it is 6 degrees, so it's a massive change in temperature, and autumn is really here in southwest France. So why am I in the potager and what am I going to do today? Keep watching and find out. So you might remember that we were harvesting melons not that long ago really, and we've got the melon vine here. It's been a Gallia melon, and I'm going to tidy this up now because there's no way we're going to have any more melons on that, and there aren't even any baby fruit, so that is going to get tidied up. We still have the sweet potato vine, which is doing rather well, and I will try and tidy that after I deal with the disaster that has happened to the tomatoes. Now, most of this has been the torrential rain, but we've also had blight. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, just have a look at the dark spots on the stems and the dark spots on these leaves. So I did treat this earlier on in the year, but we've just had so much wet weather, and the enormous amount of rain that we've had has meant that the tomatoes have split, and now of course they're just for the bin. And there are a couple of tomatoes that will survive, but that's got blight. You can see that's got blight. So I'm going to have a major tidy up in the tomatoes as well. Moving over to this bed, the butternut squashes are doing really okay. So this one is doing really nicely. That tiny one there I'm going to take off because it's not going to ripen. This one's doing nice, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And you'll remember that I pruned these. See, still putting out flowers, but that's got to stop because it's too late now. So, and then we've got a couple on that butternut squash vine there, which is great because now that the weather has turned, I'm actually making soup. So I'm going to start tidying up, and I'll show you the results afterwards. So I wanted to show you inside the composter, and the last time that you saw this was a few weeks ago when we had tidied out the sheep shed and filled this literally to the brim with rotten straw and sheep manure, and you can see how much it's gone down. I mean, that's if I show you the sides, and there's the leftover lettuce that has bolted and gone, and some of the knackered tomatoes. So they're in there, and I've removed all of the growth from the melons and tidied up the sweet potatoes, and this is all going in to the composter, and that will wilt down. So quite happy with that. I'm not going to put any of the blight-ridden tomatoes in there. They're just going to be removed and bagged because I don't want the compost to have any spores of the blight in it. So I'm just going to start on these now. Okay, so I've tidied it up and it looks a huge amount better. And I have removed all the tiny tomatoes because I know they're not going to ripen. But there is still enough on here that, depending on the weather, we may get tomatoes for another couple of weeks. So that is my vine tomatoes tidied, and now I'm going to have a look at these cherry tomatoes and tidy them up. So they've had the same thing, a lot of rain, and I didn't support these because they were basically self-grown, so I'm just going to tidy them up as well now. Caught in the act. Ooh. Can't resist. Look at that, guys. Beautiful, fresh, sweet, and in my mouth. So that's a lot of tidying up done, and it's a shame about the tomatoes, but it's not all gloom and doom in the potager. I have loads and loads of carrots coming. I've got grapes just getting to the peak of ripeness and sweetness. Very nice. I've still got strawberries coming, I've still got raspberries coming, and I've got the butternut squash to look forward to, excuse me, which will go some way towards making nice autumnal soups. So I don't look at it as a time for dying, I look at it as a time for harvest and trying to think of what I'm going to do next year. So if you've enjoyed the video, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed already to the channel, why not? It's free for you and you'll learn loads of stuff. We tend not to put a gloss on it here. What you see is what you get, and I'm happy to share with you the failures that I've had, the ideas that I have, and the successes. Having your own self-sufficient life isn't the easiest life in the world, but it's certainly rewarding. Thanks for watching.